Hello and good day. I was asked by one of my followers there on YouTube to do another one of these load calculations here because it was good information. So I am going to use my own home as an example. We do have the option there to put in a legal suite here because we have a back door there that can be completely isolated from the front door with separate entrances, etc., etc. As you can see, that overhead service there was a 200 amp service to the garage and a 200 amp service to my house going underground. We want to put in an air conditioner, and I do have a hot tub, so that's why we went with 200. I will show you where that is in 1 second here. Alright, so there's the connection, hopefully, for the air conditioning in the future. That was where I was going to move all the Telus and Shaw stuff, but there was the old service. You can see that receptacle there beside my children's water table. And over to the right is the hot tub. So, back to this load calculation here, and a ladybug that joined us for this wonderful afternoon of electrical code. So here in Canada we use meters squared. You got to take your square footage, divide it by 10.764. It works out to 102 for the main dwelling and 93 meters squared for the secondary suite. So you have 5,000 watts for the first 90 meters squared for both, and an additional 1,000 watts for the portion of 90 meters squared or anything in excess of that. For the both, the main house would be furnace heat. The basement would have about 3,000 watts of electric heat and 100 watts of in-floor heating in the bathroom. I went with a 20 amp breaker for the air conditioning, so 4,800 watts there. 6,000 watts for both with the stove. The hot tub's on a 40 amp breaker, so I just went 32 amps times 240 volt to give you a 7680 watt. And then we would share the laundry, so the 1,500 watts for the dryer would go on that single family dwelling. Just shy of 26,000 watts, works out to 108.25 amps, number 2 copper. The secondary suite would be 16,100 watts, 67 amps, number 4 copper. Now for the single family dwelling, we reduce or minus that 4,800 watts there for the air conditioning because it goes on its own separate line. So it's 21,180 watts. And same with the electric space heating, that would come off the secondary suite. So it's 13,000 watts times 0.65 or 65%. Works out to 8,450 watts. The total is 37,530 watts divided by 240 gives you 156.38 amps. I use 250 MCM RW90 aluminum, which is good for 205 amps. So I have a 200 amp service in my garage and a 200 amp service in my house. So there is that load calculation for you, broken down step by step, and I hope this is very helpful. Thank you and have a great day.